YouTube, what's good? It's your boy LaRon Potent Pondering. I'm back with another story time. Please come in, thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications so you have my videos in your possession each and every time I go live or I do uploads. Look, today's story time is about the time I got exposed for being fake. Now, I don't think I was really being fake, but that's how it came across. So, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a backstory in regards to this matter. So, when I was younger, this story took place years ago, right? When I was younger, I used to work at this nursing home. And when I started working at the nursing home, I had one friend, my friend Q, who I talked about in my other story time, uh, that I brung her to the guy's house and he wanted to do a threesome and she wasn't down with it or whatever. So check that story time out if you haven't checked that out though. So my friend Q is the one who got me the job at this nursing home, right? So when I was working at the nursing home, I had ended up, making friends with two of her other friends that also worked there. So let's just say the other girl name is Lolita. Lolita is the one who I got exposed for talking about, and just watch it to the end so you can understand exactly what happened, right? So, Lolita starts working at the nursing home. Me and her established a relationship. We all go to Albany High School. Um, you know, back in the day. So it's like we was all in the same high school together. So it was Lolita, and let's just say it's another girl named Amber. It was like a trio. We all knew each other. We all went to high school. We all worked at the same nursing home, right? So boom, move on. So all right. So this happened when I was in 11th grade, so they were in 12th grade, right? So we all, again, we worked at this nursing home, built a bond up. This is how we even know these people, getting our paycheck, going to the mall together, going out to Ruby Tuesdays when that was a big thing back in the day, like building a friendship and a bond or whatever, right? So now, back in the day, my friend Lolita, I think this is why when that whole R. Kelly situation came about, and like how they talk about the Diddy and dealing with underage girls and all of that, I can relate to that because I'm a kid of the '80s, born in the '80s, raised in the '90s. Like, yeah, I was born in the '80s, but I was raised in the '90s. So I remember like the things that I've seen with a lot of my friends who were like, teenage years dealing with guys who were in their 30s. So my friend Lolita, she was dealing with a guy, like she was like 17 at the time, maybe 16, 17, dealing with a guy who was maybe like 33, 34 years old, right? Yeah. So she's dealing with this guy, and we worked the afternoon shift going to getting off school at like 2 something, and then we would have to be to work by either 4:30 or 5 o'clock. Well, a lot of the time she would get off school, we would get off school, and we would have like a little break before work started, maybe like an hour or so. I would go home, and I would end up meeting up with her because the guy lived in my area, so she would end up linking up with him after school. A lot of the times, like he would be like hitting her up like, come over after school, come over after school. So she would link up with him after school, and I guess this is how she ended up getting pregnant. She was in 12th grade, a senior. I'm in 11th grade, right? So this is where the story gets just a little bit crazy. So I'm not saying that men don't have the capability of seeing things, but I am placing the blame on my friends Amber and my friend Q. The reason why is that women, especially back like now, I have more of a understanding of like, women, and I can see different things like, oh, she looks like she's with child, or, she may, be pregnant, whatever the case may be, right? But back then I didn't know. And just to be truthfully honest, they are the ones, along with other people, are the ones who started putting these rumors, or not rumors. Let me just reiterate that because I don't know who's going to find this video. And then people have the ability to piece stories together. As women, they would speak amongst each other, right? And they'd be like, "Oh, I think Lolita's pregnant. Did you see her stomach? Oh, we went out last night, and did you see her stomach? Like, yo, we went out to the club, and when she was dancing to that reggae song, and she cocked her leg up, she's definitely pregnant, right?" So they got this in my head, and I'm just thinking like, wow. So now I'm starting to look at her like, is she really like with child? I know that she's creeping with this older guy, and you know what was so crazy back then? Never once in my head when Lolita was dealing with this man who was in his 30s did I think that it was wrong. And I was only a child then, no, too. You know how like Adele say, "Go easy on me, baby." I was just a child. I didn't know better. Like now, I think children are more, not children, but teenagers are more alert, and they realize that that's a grown adult. But I still think I can guarantee you that that still happens today. Probably not at the magnitude that it happened in the 90s, but I can guarantee you that it is still going on. So anyway, so the two friends, they're putting this in my mind, like, Lolita, she's with child, this and that. So I'm just looking at her over the past next few weeks, looking at her at work and everything. I'm like, yeah, I think she might be pregnant. I think that she might be pregnant. So how many of y'all remember the days of three-way? Let me tell you something. I had PTSD from this three-way phone call that I've never trusted a person on three-way after this again. I've never trusted people because let me tell you something. If I even, because with three-way, when your phone rings, the phone will ring two times, right? Your phone will ring two times, and that's an indication that someone else is on the phone. So, like I said, based off of the happenings and the situation I'm going to explain, I did not trust three-way phone calls anymore. So when the person will call me, I would just automatically say, let me call you back just to make sure that the line is clear. Like, I don't know. So anyway, this is what happened. So, the weeks go on and Q and Amber is talking about how they feel as though that Lolita is with child and that she's hiding it, all of that, right? So I end up getting off of school one day and the craziest thing happened, right? So Q, she ended up getting out of school early that day. So when I ended up getting home, I had to go to work at 4:30 that day, but I got home and Q ended up calling me. And so she's like, hello, like, we get on the phone and start Jones right now. Lolita came to school that day, and then by then it was like weeks going on, so it's like she really started to show then, and she was pregnant, by the way. She really started to show then. And then, so the first thing when my friend Q called me on the phone, I got on the phone and I said, yo, Lolita is pregnant, right? Now, let me tell you what happened next that made my stomach drop, right? So she called me on the phone on three-way. I didn't know that Lolita was on the phone. So I said, I don't think I said you're right, but I said, and I do think, because I didn't say anything that would incriminate her. So I said, and I do think Lolita is pregnant, right? So all of a sudden, my friend Q, who started all of this on the phone, Q started it. I don't care. If you catch this video, you know you started it. You and Amber started it. So she was like, when I said that, she was just like, why would you say that? And I just paused. And then all of a sudden, next thing, Lolita's on the phone, like, oh my God, LaRon, why are you talking about me? Don't be talking about me or whatever. And then Q flipped it on something that it was just me. She was like, yeah, why would you say that about her and this and that? Why would you call me on the phone on three-way with a person where you are the reason why I have all of these thoughts in my mind? Let me tell you something. When I was younger, I was carefree. I was all about going to school, doing my work, and I was about getting my money from my little part-time job that I had, getting the sneakers that I wanted to, staying flying, all of that. Yeah, I talked this up. I was just a guy that used to just hang out with them and I had like, women as friends or whatever. But it's like, y'all put all of these things in my head and telling me that, oh, Lolita's pregnant, this and that. Oh, look, did you see her stomach? Did you see that? Having all these conversations. Oh, we went out to Casablanca's. Yo, did you see her dancing against the car? She's definitely pregnant. She's showing this, and that. So it's like when a person keeps saying something around you, it seeps into your psyche. It really does slip in. And so that's why I said it. So again, when I got on that phone and I was just like, oh, and I do think Lolita is pregnant. Why would you say that? And I'm thinking to myself, you've been talking about this on the phone pretty much every day. And the way that she framed it and made me look like I was the one who was fake and talking behind her back, like, why would you say that? I'm thinking to myself, and I never exposed her. Me doing this video right now and the now, I never told her. I just kind of like ate it. And me and Lolita did end up still being friends. And the end of all of it, we still ended up being friends. But it was a little awkward for maybe about a month, I would say, but we still ended up like being friends or whatever. Cause she was just like, why would I was just like, I just thought that you was pregnant. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I just was like, dang, like, here they go. They ended up talking this up, putting me in the middle of it. Now she knows that, now she feels as though that I was talking about her, but I was just merely just giving a response to all of the shit that they've been talking for the past few weeks. So, yo, when I tell you she called me on that three-way phone call, why would you call me with Lolita on three-way? Why would you do that? And not even give me no type of signal or anything at all. And then you played it off and made it seem like I was the one who started this conversation where it's just like I'm the one who's depositing the thoughts of her being, because the truth of the matter is that she was hiding her pregnancy because, you know, her mom was really strict. She was dealing with a man who was older. And like even like her mom, rest in peace to her. I remember she was saying like to me, like, cause you know, this is my friend for years after, like still friends to this day. And her mom had said to me, she was like, you know, I was going through a lot of my own things. She said, I really should have pressed statutory R word charges against that guy. Because he was like, come on, that guy's probably, so if we was back then in 2000, 2001, if he was 30, 40, 50, he going on his 60s right now. That's crazy. And we didn't, we thought, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you and be fully transparent. When we looked at a person back then, like my friend, and she was dating a guy who was in his 30s, we never had no gossip or conversation about her dealing with a guy in the 30s. So I'm telling you, it was almost normal. It was normal. And it's almost like people looked at you like a prize, like, you know, you was dealing with an older man. Maybe you were gaining something financially from it, or whether he was giving you sneakers or whatever. Listen, it was crazy. But all in all, I just wanted to do this story time and get this out because, yeah, I did get exposed on a three-way phone call. But could you imagine again a person depositing all of these thoughts out there saying that's like a person saying you think somebody got some sort of STD or something, or you think that, you know, even if you think somebody won the lottery or whatever, and you like, yo, you know, they won the lottery. Look how they moving, they buying anything. And then for a minute you start thinking like and start watching like, yeah, I do think they won the lottery. Then they call you on a three-way phone call with the person on the phone, and then when you say said thing, they try to make why would yo, I never forget when I said that. I was like, I think Lolita is pregnant. Why would you say that? So now that I think about it in hindsight, she said, why would you say that to rid her of any like, you know, sayings of her possibly being with child too. Yo, that whole situation was crazy, but we made it through that. I just wanted to talk about that. Let me know if you ever had any situations where you got caught up on the three-way call or, you know, caught being I I said that, you know, I got caught being fake, but I don't think I was being fake. I was only responding to a person who I was having private conversations about a situation about a person that we knew. And in hindsight, yeah, you don't talk about a person behind their back, but listen, people talk in life. And if you feel like your friend is hiding something from you and all y'all talking, it was like four of us in a friendship group, right? So it's like if we all talking, people are gonna make comments, like, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't like how I was done in that. I gotta bring that up to her because she just texted me today too. I'm like, remember when you was on the phone and with Lolita and you tried to make it seem like I was the ringleader? I said, yeah, I remember saying that. Like, you tried to make it seem like I was the ringleader, and guess what? Q thought it was so funny. She thought it was so funny. Oh, I got so many different story times with her too. So listen, Q thought it was so funny. I didn't think it was funny. I felt like it was you know, disloyal, very disloyal. Um, yeah. But then I think about it too, at that age, if she didn't know we was talking about her, what was she supposed to say in that moment? But you shouldn't have called me on three-way. But that was also my fault for just blabbing as soon as I got on the phone because I had just seen her at school. I'm like, yeah, Lolita is pregnant. Man, listen, that gave me PTSD for phone calls going forward. If a person called my phone and I thought I heard it ring twice, because you know that's an indicator of three-way, and then people started getting slick where they would get you on the phone and they'd be like, "Hold on," and then click the phone over real quick, and then it'd be another person on the phone, I'd be like, "Yeah, let me call you back." Yeah, we ain't playing these reindeer games. You know what I'm saying? So listen, leave your comments below. Let me know if you ever got caught out there being a fake friend and all that. Yeah. So listen, this is your boy LaRon Potent Pondering. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to you know, hear more story times or check out any of my other content, you know. And get in the comments and most of all, let me know how you feel about this. This is your boy LaRon Potent Pondering. I'm up out of here. Peace.